Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, buongiorno, buon sabato, it's a relaxed Saturday, with you will tell me probably not a lot of news, but there are news, because we will speak about our Bianconeri around the world, the one of yesterday, Cambiaso, that has beaten France 3-1, good news about NICO GONZALEZ, and then the other ones, Yildiz that yesterday played, etc, etc, etc. So if you are ready, put a maximum of like, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and comment, let me know the game that you prefer to watch in the weekend, how much you are missing Juventus Football Club. Now that you did the basics, can we start? We start, I tell you, no edits in this video because later, in a few, right after the video, when it will be uploaded, I will go for the under 10 elite game from the kids. Hopefully we will win today. Anyway, what can we speak about? What will we speak about? Yesterday, Italy that has beaten 3-1. When we were doing yesterday the prediction in the watch-along before the game started, a lot of people said, Beppe, we will lose 5-1, 4-0, total disaster. France will destroy Italy. And it's true that we were all going towards that kind of prediction. It was totally normal. After 15 seconds of the game, Italy is already losing 1-0. Didn't start really well. But there is one thing that we forgot. It's true that we are always focusing on one team, the team that we support, that we love, that we are watching, and we know the state of form, we know every detail about that team. But usually, we forget about the other team, the opponent. Well, I tell you, it's not that Euro 2024 or France was much better than the one of Italy. Probably they went further than Italy, they advanced really further than Italy, but the performances were not good. Is it a bit too much now for Didier Deschamps? Is he there since too long? Were they in need of a change? Not only in terms of selection of player, way of playing, but especially in terms of new motivation, some newness, something that can give them, that extra newness, that extra boost. Well, yesterday they continued, after that first minute, to go back. They are not out of that really difficult situation that we saw in Euro 24. One of the best players in the world, or if you're looking at the team, the names that are available, and they are not able to score more than one goal. One goal is already a lot, and yesterday they scored that goal with a fantastic, beautiful gift from Italy. That's the problem. So, no, France is not at the level. On the other side, I need to praise as well the work of Spalletti, selection of player, with some surprises that we were not expecting, the way that Italy reacted. I read a lot of people that said, but after that first initial minute where France scored, it was only Italy. I need to say that the first 15-20 minutes were only France, where then Italy started to grow up. We saw a huge big miss after that fantastic assist of Cambiaso for Fratesi. Except of that, it was really a big pressure from France. From that moment on, they gave the confidence back to Italy. Italy that started believe that they can do something, and they did, because at the end they win 3-1, their opening game of the Nations League in a tough group made of Belgium, that yesterday beat 3-1 Israel now, that is last, together with France, and Italy. We played away, so it's actually beautiful for Li Azzurri. What about the game of Cambiaso? Because at the end, it's the only Juventus player that was on the field yesterday. Fagioli and Gatti didn't enter the game. Well, I judged him yesterday like a average plus. 6 plus, 6.5 if really I wanted to be kind. I saw beautiful things of Cambiaso. I saw a bit negative things. Then, it's true that speaking with some people, watching some highlights, reading the papers, they all go towards Cambiaso. That was at least in the top 4. Something that I didn't see. Was I too harsh yesterday in judging Cambiaso? Could be, but it's true that he did beautiful things. Change of position, he can play in the back, he can play up front, he can play on the left, he can play on the right. Yesterday he entered centrally the field. Things that we see every single weekend at Juventus that we didn't see at Euro 2024. Probably his best game with Italy since it's a new player for Italy. It's really a recent player. He's there since a few months, not longer than that. So probably I was right and probably a bit too harsh with Cambiaso, even if I didn't say that he was bad, but I didn't put him in the top 4, why probably he deserved. So I'm happy for Cambiaso that can grow that confidence, not only with Juventus, but also with the Italian team. But I need to say that the best 2 players, according to me, but I believe according to everyone, were Ricci and Tonali. 2 players that probably a lot of people were not expecting to see starting. Ricci because it's the first start of him, player from Torino, and Tonali because he come from a year where he didn't play. He resumed his games on the 28th of August, if I'm not wrong. Yesterday he showed the difference. He played a fantastic, beautiful game. Physically, I saw a more physical tonality than in the past. Then that fantastic assist for the first goal of Di Marco. Di Marco with a splendid goal. It's a bijou. Yesterday it was really, really beautiful. But the Ricci impressed me. The way that he was able to manage the ball, sometimes taking a bit too much risk in zones of the field where don't do it. But no, Ricci surprised me a lot. They lost Torino. Buongiorno, Bellanova. I'm sure that next season it will be Ricci. Then the question will be, where will he go? Will he go to Inter with Fratesi? That I know you don't see because I'm not editing, but that's the teammate he was celebrating yesterday. His beautiful performance with after the goal of Fratesi, after that beautiful assist from Retegui. Or will he go to Juve? Who knows? Maybe to replace some of the players that we have at the moment in our team. Will he go to another team? Let's see. But I'm thinking that he will leave because what a beautiful performance if he can continue like that. Chapeau. The worst one, Di Lorenzo. And I think that Juventini sometimes we need to be grateful when things of Mercato don't happen. Because we were about to sign Di Lorenzo. Seriously, he wanted to leave Napoli. We wanted to go for him. At the end, it didn't happen. Di Lorenzo that is continuing the really bad performances that he showed at Euro 2024. Anyway, this was for Italy 3, France 1, or France 1, Italy 3 if you want. Then let's speak about the other ones. NICO GONZALEZ. Oof. Better news today. So he will need to do some tests, some additional tests, but the first reports of today or yesterday night actually that came in La Continassa where the doctors were waiting to have a bit more of information is that it's less serious than we all were thinking. It's not something muscular, it's not something, it's at the heel. So a knock at the heel where it's quite okay. They are even thinking to let him play Colombia game. He's not 100% sure that he will be available. What does that mean? That physically he could even be available for Empoli. Then from the start, I don't know, or maybe just missing one game. But okay. Against PSV, NICO GONZALEZ could be on the bench. I tell you the truth, I'm a bit egoist here, or a bit selfish. I would have loved for him to have, a bit more so that he could come back in La Continassa, resting 2 days like they will all do because they will resume training session on Monday, resting a bit, a few days there, and then on Monday resume the training. It is what it is. He will stay with Argentina, so it means that he will need to calculate the hours of sleep for the jet lag, etc., etc. So I think that if we can have him already on the bench against Empoli, I would already be happy. But that's a good news for Juventini because we were really seriously thinking, what will we do there on the right side of the field? The good news is that on Monday, Thuram and Wea will also start training with the team. They already started in an isolated way, so having them back is also a really beautiful news because we need our men. Let's not lie, we need all our men. So what are all our men doing internationally? We told you about NICO GONZALEZ that played 51 minutes before that knock and going out. I told you about the 3 Italian ones, 1 of 3 played. Danilo played 90 minutes yesterday with Brazil. Brazil won 1-0 against Ecuador. Savona, I already told you, played 90 minutes. His very first game with the under-21 7-0 win against San Marino. Rui yesterday entered. He played the last 33 minutes, 9-0 against Gibraltar. Guys, Gibraltar under 21. I can tell you if we are organizing a team, if I'm calling 11 people from GJustjuve, I'm sure that we have our possibilities against Gibraltar under 21. But anyway, he entered and he did quite okay. Rui, I told you, Yildiz, 77 minutes yesterday with Turkey in a game that was a bit boring. 0-0 that was also impacted with a red card for Turkey in the second half. But there are some images that will probably go viral today of a fantastic, beautiful dribble of Kenan Yildiz there on the left side, of velocity, physique, technique, all combined in one player. You know, when you have like one thing and you put all the ingredients in. Fantastic. Kenan Yildiz, beautiful. Unfortunately, he didn't score, so hopefully next game he will. Cabal didn't play yesterday in Peru, Colombia, and then Bangula that will play on the Tuesday with the under-21 of Belgium. It was really nice to see him yesterday with that Tintin outfit, but with the number 10. Remember a few days ago, I put it on Telegram, Instagram, Twitter, all the social networks. I invite you to follow if you didn't yet. Que des numéros 10 dans ma team, a famous song of the rapper Booba. Well, we have to add another number 10 after all the other number 10 that we already had. So beautiful. Rui spoke to the journalist yesterday from Sweden, speaking about Thiago Motta, how fair of a coach he is, always giving the chances to who deserves it. Again, confirming what we already were thinking. Also, the moment where he understood that he could have been part of that first team, because first there were like 15 next gen with the first team aggregated, and more the weeks were going, more there were less and less and less. And when he understood at a certain moment, hey, there is a real possibility, I need to go for that beautiful dream. Bangula is also a dream, because after that really beautiful start of the season, he could receive an extension of the contract. So beautiful. And then Juventus that is also thinking about the future. The present is Arkadiusz Milik, that is hoping to be there on the bench against Napoli, and then the next step will be to convince Thiago Motta that he can be important as a rotational player for 24-25. In case he's not that player, well, Juventus will continue to monitor the transfer market for January, for next summer. Who are the names there that they are looking for? Pepe from USA, David Jonathan from Canada. They will play this evening, so people probably jointly will monitor that game. I can tell you one thing, especially for Jonathan David, he can't arrive in January because of that extra comunitario, so non-EU players he can't join, so forget about him in January, but it's more a free transfer for next summer. Jonathan David, a target since long. What will happen today, except of the other international game? Well, there is the youth that will play today. We are speaking about our next gen that will play a big game against Catania. So it will be a really, really, really tough, difficult game. But we have some beautiful players, huh? Papadopoulos, Pedro Felipe, Angele, etc., etc. Ah, no, Angele is not there. He's playing with the under 20. Ah, that's also an annoying thing, huh? You play a big game like against Catania, and then you are missing Angele, for example, one of the most informed men, because he's playing with international break, because you know it, Serie A C is not taking international breaks like Serie A. So that's also a pity that is not really at the advantage of teams that are playing with a lot of youth players, but it is what it is. We have to do with what we have. I hope you enjoyed that short video without edits, but with some international news. Grazie, forza, Juve. Ciao ragazzi.